Hey folks, Greg and Janet from Strange RV Tours here. We're starting this video out from our car because they don't allow parking in front of the house that we're going to be walking up to here in a moment. We are in Los Feliz, California, which is it's an outskirt or suburb of Los Angeles, Hollywood. The address that we're going to is 3311 Waverly Drive. Originally, it was 3301 Waverly Drive. It is the home of Leno and Rosemary Labianca. They were two victims of the Manson murders. On the second night of their crime spree, which would have been August 9th and 10th, the morning of the 10th, the night before they had attacked Sharon Tate and her friends up at her house. Charles Manson did not believe that his group of killers had done a good enough job. He wanted everything left cleaner. So the second night he decided to go with them. They drove all over Hollywood looking for a place to commit a murder, and after about an hour and a half drive, driving literally just in circles all over Sunset Boulevard, and at one point they stopped at a church, and Charles Manson went up to the church to see if he could get in the church to see if he could murder the pastor of the church, which didn't work out. So but after that he immediately had them come directly to this location, which is kind of unusual because earlier in the evening they were kind of meandering, wandering all around looking for a place. After deciding upon this location, Linda Kasabian was driving. She was the only person at the ranch, at Spawn Ranch, where the Manson family was staying. She was the only person that had a current driver's license, so she drove. Manson drove directly here, had everybody wait in the car out front while he walked up to the house. It was late in the evening. It was like 2:20 a.m. in the morning. The Labiancas had just gotten home from going to pick up their son, which they ended up leaving him for one more night out at Lake Isabel with friends. And they had just gotten home. Leno had picked up a newspaper and was sitting in the living room reading the newspaper. Sports section. He was a lover of sports and heavy gambler. So the Labiancas owned the Gateway grocery chain here in Los Angeles, and Rosemary Labianca owned a clothing shop. I believe it's called the Carriage Store, but I'm not sure on that. But anyways, Manson left everybody in the car, went up to the house, broke in the back door silently, walked into the house where Leno was reading the paper, told him that he was not there to hurt him, that they were just going to rob him, took a lash that he had on his outfit and tied Leno's hands behind his back, and tied his wife's hands behind her back, I believe. Walked back out to the car, told the rest of the murderers inside the car to go inside and take care of the situation. And Charles Manson left the property with the vehicle and was going to look for another murder that night. When the killers actually entered the property, they finished tying up Mr. Labianca. Tex Watson sent the girls back into the bedroom to take care of Rosemary Labianca. They tied a cord from a lamp around her neck. She heard her husband being murdered in the other room by Tex Watson, and was screaming, "What are you doing to my husband?" She got up, tried to get away. She had a pillowcase over her head also. The girls ended up knocking her down in a scuffle and ended up stabbing her. Then they called Tex, because Tex had basically finished killing Leno in the other room. Called Tex in to help. He came in, finished Rosemary off, and then he looked at Leslie Van Houten, who had not done anything up to that point, and told her handed her the knife and said, "Do something." So Leslie Van Houten knew that Charles Manson wanted everybody's hands dirty so nobody would want to tattle on him. And Charles Manson was the leader of the group. So she ended up stabbing Rosemary LaBianca, I believe 16 times in the butt, basically, after she was dead. After the murders, the killers had a dinner of chocolate milk and watermelon before they left the house. They also took showers before they left the house, so they didn't appear to be in any hurry. They made their way back to Spawn Ranch, where the murders were discovered the next morning here by Leno and Rosemary's son, or next afternoon, I guess. So anyhow, we're gonna walk up to the property and show you the property itself. All right, we're walking up to the Labianca property, which is now 3311 Waverly Drive. Back in the day, it was 3301 Waverly Drive. City of Los Angeles changes addresses a lot of times whenever there's an infamous murder that takes place, so it makes it harder for people to find the location. It makes the properties easier to sell also, which, by the way, we just found out this house literally is going on the market, I believe, today. They're asking $1.98 million for the property. So if you're interested in a home where a infamous murder took place, the most infamous possibly in our country, this is the place for you. This is the home here. This is the home right here. You can still kind of see right up here the driveway, where in some of the famous news pictures that there was a vehicle parked there. Leno Labianca had parked their boat along with their vehicle right along in here, which Frank Struthers, his son, when he arrived home, that was the first giveaway to him that something was not right, because Leno always parked the boat back up in the driveway, right up in here. This front area right here has been changed since the murders took place, but basically that's really the only major change. One of the reasons people believe that Charles Manson chose this location was the house that sits right next door beyond this these tall bushes or trees here. Was home to a friend of the Manson family, and Charles and the family had gone to that property in the past for LSD parties and drug parties, and people thought that maybe that Charles Manson had run across Leno Labianca, had words with him, something to that nature, which has never been proven. Leno Labianca, before they realized that the Manson family had committed these murders, the police originally thought that it could be a drug hit, or it could be the fact that Leno owned quite a few gamblers, sort of bookies, large sums of money with his horse racing. And he also collected coins. He had a nice, very large coin collection that somehow disappeared that evening, and part of it turned up in somebody's house right up the road, I believe. So there was all kinds of misinformation going on as to what the possible reasons for the murder were. But it turned out it was just Charles Manson trying to start a race war, sounds like. So, but this is the famous home. It's in a very nice section of Los Angeles, in the Los Feliz area. Anyhow, this is the real deal. This is the property, people. So inside the home, this is also the property where inside the home the Patricia Krenwinkel wrote "Helter Skelter" on the refrigerator before they left the property, thinking she had written "Helter Skelter," but she actually spelled it "Helter Skelter." Also, they wrote "Rise" on one of the walls in the living room above a doorway, which both of those references were to the Beatles song or album, the White Album. So anyhow, just a little information for you. And like I said, this house is currently for sale for $1.98 million. A couple more things I wanted to mention about the LaBianca murders in this property at 3301 Waverly. This is the murder where the family wrote "carved war" into one of the victims' chests. It was Leno Labianca's chest that they actually carved the word "war" into, and they left a carving fork stabbed into his chest. In fact, Patricia Krenwinkel had said that it was something about the fact that the carving fork was bouncing back and forth after she stuck it in his chest. Also, the words "Rise" and "Helter Skelter," the "Helter Skelter" that was written on the refrigerator door, those were written in Rosemary and Leno's blood. So a couple of interesting tidbits that I thought I should mention. So anyhow, this is Greg and Janet with Strange RV Tours. Thank you for watching our video. If you enjoyed our video, please hit like. Also, if you can, please subscribe to our channel and hit the little bell with your finger or with your mouse so that you get updates as to when our future videos are coming out. Thanks to all our subscribers. We appreciate you guys supporting us and spending time watching our videos. Until next time, we'll see you later.